blood will satiate you. Talaga ay wisandans ni namans for isis bi jandans amin. Say galut saida iswis us urf bandan ja atnam in puidangarja.
I wonder what it's an omen of.
Ja iswis iskut ndem iswil imb. How saip say uran sa sayans du sayan fraua.
I'll look into it when I get the chance.
Ein fragins. Ustaupaim I CJ in alam is frumadine habans. Ungas I've no jappe siglos fraudnos jus jappe raika jappe.
Is this another one of your nightmares?
Jalaika jaan bar. In pamalhap fralet forte fuima alisos kaskaf tais. Ababarna habens, glaubena, ni in usakwai, usiterens apipao.
I helped you defeat Veshik Urk. I'll help you find Tulak Horde's bones.
My tais is.
Lord, you are a great warrior.
You're not so bad yourself.
Thank you, Lord. How can I serve you?
How did you come to be a slave?
I was taken in battle. The Sith spared me because of my power.
You mean they took you alive because you were Force-sensitive?
That is what you call it. If you want nothing else from me, I will go. Excuse me. Lord, I want to continue my training.
Good man. There's never enough power, is there?
The greatest of the Kalish become gods when they die. To do great things, I must learn.
Can non-Kalish become gods too?
The Sith are like gods who have not died. Now, let us train. Thank you, Master. Lord, how can I serve you?
Bring me rare artifacts and you will serve me well.
Yes, Lord. My lord, the artifacts you requested.
Keep one for yourself. You've earned it.
Thank you, Lord. Lord, if I have served you well, let me ask a favor.
Anything you want.
My father lies dying on Ilum. He will die before I get there. It is my duty to bury him. Without proper burial, he cannot ascend to godhood.
Let me guess. You want me to come with you?
No. This is for me to do. My father cannot wait long. My duty is my honor. My father is gone. He was the last of my family. I follow you now.
I hope your father's burial went well.
It is done. My lord, you are as a living god. I would serve you to death. I would call you father. I would guard your legacy.
That would be an honor.
Thank you, Lord.
Greetings, Master. You're looking fit and deadly, as always.
I'm realizing there's a lot I don't understand about the Empire.
I don't expect a Jedi to understand. But the Empire is strength and freedom.
They certainly talk a lot about strength, but freedom? From what I've seen, that belongs to a select few. Slavery is everywhere. And even among the so-called free, only the Sith act with any sort of independence. It's hard to see good in an empire that thinks of non-humans as nothing more than slaves.
The Empire is a meritocracy. Those that can rise to the top. The inferior fall behind.
It doesn't sound as if merit has anything to do with it. I just wonder. The original Sith weren't human. It's a contradiction.
Contrary to what the Jedi teach, the world is not all light and dark. There are many shades, and many contradictions.
I'm beginning to see that, but I'm not sure I like it. What was your master like? You had a master, right?
My master tried to kill me.
That's just insane. Why would Sith try to destroy the future of their own order?
The future of the Order means nothing if you're not alive to see it.
Selfishness is the real problem with the Sith Order. All the violence and cruelty, it's just selfishness. You claim to follow your passions, but what about friendship? The Jedi seek spiritual peace, and they watch out for each other. Master Ryan and Osera were more like parents to me than my own parents.
They never acknowledged your true potential. They were narrow-minded tyrants, and their subjects were children.
But they were wise. They were good men. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to start an argument. I'm still trying to figure things out. My lord, I'm sorry I was so harsh about the Empire earlier. There's just a lot I'm still trying to process.
Let me know if I can do anything to make the adjustment easier.
I know Jedi are supposed to be patient, but it's never been my strength. How would you feel if suddenly you had a Jedi Master and were serving the Republic?
I'm sorry. I haven't been very sympathetic.
Thanks for understanding. I promise I won't let my misgivings interfere with our work. I changed my mind. I have nothing to say to you.
I thought Jedi didn't get angry.
How could I not be angry? Didn't you hear what happened? Just released on the HoloNet, Sith and the Corellian system killed a group of free traders for failing to give them free passage to the Outer Rim. They murdered them.
Then they should have known better than to resist a Sith.
Passage to the Outer Rim is expensive. How are they supposed to make a living or feed their families?
This rant is not very Jedi-like.
At least one of us has compassion for these people. Where are your emotions, Sith? Or is it all fear and hatred for you? No love or sympathy? If there's going to be any kind of peace agreement, the Empire has to stop this.
It sounds like you want to make Jedi out of Sith.
Free will is the ultimate good, even if it results in the deaths of innocents? Well, what about their free will? Their desires? I guess they should have been Sith. Forget it. I should have expected you'd take the Sith side. I know Andronicus is rather attached to the ship, but I was wondering if I could fly it now and then. Master Ryan said I showed exceptional aptitude at flying in simulation training, but I've never been able to pilot the real thing.
You'd have to get Andronicus to agree, but I have no problem with it.
I'll be very careful, I promise. My lord, I've been studying the Sith code lately, and I'm wondering what you think of the line, "Peace is a lie." There doesn't seem to be a lot of room for interpretation, but I know you are an ardent proponent of peace.
You should know by now that I do not allow the Sith to dictate how I live my life.
Yes, I guess so. It still strikes me as strange how you can be Sith and value Sith teaching so little. The Jedi Code is the core of our philosophy. We learn it by heart, and it's the foundation of everything we do. But I guess it's different for the Sith. The Sith Code is more a description than a guide.
A Sith is the ultimate individual. There are as many different Sith philosophies as there are Sith.
What about the Emperor? And the Dark Council? I thought they governed the Sith.
Yes, but like the rest of the Sith, they are torn apart by petty arguments.
It can't go on like that, you know. How can there be peace with the Sith Empire when every Sith does their own thing? This task we've taken gets more difficult every day. My lord, I must ask a favor of you. Our mission. We cannot hope to accomplish it without help.
I'm afraid we won't get much support from the Sith.
Not the Sith. The Jedi. Yes, I know. There are Jedi who would help us. Who would see that a strong, rational empire is the only path to peace.
Clearly, you have a particular Jedi in mind.
Master Simon Walls is known by many as a wise, open-minded Jedi. He brought the Sith Lord Karis Vale to the light and oversaw his initiation into the Jedi. He has retired in seclusion to Alderaan for personal study and meditation, but young Jedi still make pilgrimages to him. I would like to make a pilgrimage, and if possible, get his support.
I welcome any support we can get.
I'll return quickly, I promise. I can't believe him! I'm not a Jedi. He says I'm not a Jedi?
Did you meet with Master Simon? What happened?
Master Simon! I came to him for help, and he turned me away. It's not fair. I was the best Padawan Masters Ryan and Osera ever trained. I am a Jedi.
Why do you cling to the Jedi Order? They will never accept you for who you are.
I don't care. I'm a Jedi. I've never been anything else. The return of the Sith in this war has changed things. Sometimes compromise is necessary. Yes, I don't care what Master Simon said. Thank you, my lord, for helping me talk through this. If you hadn't become Sith, what did you want to be?
I always wanted to be a starship captain.
I guess you got part of what you wanted. This is a pretty nice ship. I've been thinking about this lately. I was trained to be a Jedi practically from birth. I wonder if it was the right thing. I never really got the chance to choose.
That's why I could never be a Jedi.
Well, it's not as if the Sith gave you much choice, did they? I guess I'm still trying to figure out what I want. My lord, I know I'm not officially your apprentice, but I wanted to thank you. I know we've not always seen eye to eye, but I've learned so much from you and your example. You may not always follow the light, but you are good.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Don't tease. I'm serious. I feel more at one with the Force than I've ever felt. I have peace like the Jedi speak of, and freedom like the Sith. So, thank you. My lord, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to read you this letter I received. I've been writing to my parents. I haven't seen them since I was little. Dear Ashara, we're glad to hear you're happy and well. We're very proud that you've become a Jedi. Asha is nearly 16 and plans to join Republic Special Forces. Love, Mom and Dad. I haven't gotten around to telling them that I'm working with a Sith. I'm not sure they'd understand.
You really ought to tell them.
You think so? We only just started writing, and it's been 15 years since I last saw them. I guess you're right. I've been thinking more about what Master Simon said, and I think he was wrong.
Are you still worried about what that worthless Jedi said?
About me being a Jedi? No. He believed we were wrong and that you were leading me astray, but he did nothing.
Is there some kind of Jedi prison for straying Padawans?
That's exactly what I mean. The Jedi's refusal to do what's necessary to fight. It makes them weak. The Jedi will never beat the Empire if they won't take the offensive. And they'll never win peace either if the Empire can't respect them. Peace is a noble goal, but it's not a means to an end.
So you're saying peace is a lie?
When it comes to making real change? Yes. I guess I am. A war rages and Master Simon meditates in his clearing. Personal peace is one thing, but apathy, inaction, these things are unacceptable. have a question for you, but you must promise not to mock me.
Go ahead. Ask.
I've never actually played Sabacc, or Pazak, or any of those kinds of games. I was wondering if you'd teach me.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. I can't believe I've never played those games before. My lord, I have incredible news. A group of Jedi have split from the Jedi Order. This is the perfect opportunity for us to win allies.
Divide and conquer. I like it.
Yes, I guess you could put it that way. Now, these guys aren't like Master Simon, but I think that actually gives us a chance. They're hardliners, very anti-Sith, but their argument with the Jedi is over methods, not aims. Unlike Master Simon, they say they are willing to do whatever is necessary.
Then they're our kind of Jedi.
The main Jedi Council will never deal with the Sith unless he turns to the light. A splinter group is exactly what we need. I'm going to meet with them. I promise I won't be long. My lord, thank you. We have new allies in the Rogue Jedi, but I couldn't have done it without your training.
What did they say?
They were skeptical at first. Like Master Simon, they would not accept me as a Jedi. But this time I knew what to say. You helped me understand. Sith and Jedi is an arbitrary divide. I don't know what I am, and I don't care. I told them the Jedi need to be willing to do whatever it takes, even ally with the Sith to bring peace to the galaxy.
And they didn't laugh you out of the room?
There were some who remained skeptical. Their leader, Master Quintus, said that he would be unwise to turn his back on such conviction and determination. Thank you for letting me meet with them, my lord. Do you ever think maybe we're on the wrong side, doing the wrong thing?
Mortality is how the weak constrain the strong. I am true to myself.
I think I would have hated you for saying that when we first met, but I can see how the Jedi use rules to keep people from their potential. Being strong isn't evil. It's how you use that strength that matters. I've been thinking about the future lately. About us, and about the Empire. It's clear the Empire won't change overnight. I've accepted that. But what about when we're dead?
I have many followers. They will carry on my legacy.
If you would allow it, I would be honored to pass on your legacy to your followers and your children. And to teach them what I know of the Jedi as well.
I can't think of anyone I'd rather have guarding my legacy.
Even if we can't change the Empire now, the next generations will learn from your teachings and follow them.
If you don't mind my asking, how is it you became Sith, my lord? The process is completely foreign to me. I had a brother who was Force-sensitive. Darth Maul came and took him to Korriban, but we didn't hear from him again after that. Ungrateful little rat thinks he's too good for us now, my father said. But really, I think he just missed him.
Most of the people who go to Korriban to become Sith die in training.
You don't know my brother. He never took no for an answer. We Drellic boys might not look like much, but we fight back. Father always wanted one son in the Sith and one in the military. Admittedly, the Imperial Reclamation Service wasn't his first choice, but after all the cursing stopped, I think he warmed up to the idea.
What did your father have against the Imperial Reclamation Service?
The Drellics are a proud family line, and my father is simply the proudest of the lot. The Imperial Reclamation Service shores up the Empire's foundations against the flood of forgetfulness and misinformation that threatens our history. I'd like to see a fighter pilot establish the lineage of a 3,000-year-old Sith Lord with nothing but rocks and a dead language.
I have always believed that knowledge will ultimately win out over the lightsaber and the blaster.
Thank you, my lord. It is my honor to serve. You'll never believe what I found. I thought I'd left this behind planets ago.
Is it some kind of artifact?
This is the tooth of a 4,000-year-old proto-rancor. But look, see this? It's some kind of metal. Not cortosis, but very similar. This rancor was tamed. It was my very first discovery. I carry it with me everywhere for luck. I thought I'd lost it when I fell into an old tomb a couple of digs ago. It turned out it was caught in the lining of my pocket.
On Korriban, I pulled an artifact from an ancient holocron that was supposed to be unopenable.
You mean from the pyramid and the tomb of Marka Ragnos? How did you do it? With a sonic excavator, or some device of your own?
It was painfully obvious, really. I used lightning.
You know, there's a theory in the archaeological world that certain ancient devices, holocrons especially, have resonances. It's something to do with the Force. Just as only Sith can activate holocrons, some ancient devices can only be activated by certain Sith bloodlines. Well, most archaeologists reject it as unscientific. But there's so much about the galaxy we don't understand. Who am I to say what's scientific?
I'm not one to dismiss an idea just because it seems a little crazy.
Oh yes, my lord. I thought so. But if you'll excuse me, I have some new findings to analyze. My lord, remember I told you about my mentor, Orsilio Gan? He took me under his wing after I discovered the domesticated Rancor tooth. I was polishing the Rancor tooth and placing it among my things when I noticed a medallion he gave me last time we met. I decided to call him, but none of his frequencies work anymore.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
It was before I went to Hoth. We met at a cantina on Nar Shaddaa for a little light archaeological talk. He said he was on his way to Malachor III. That's when he gave me the medallion. It's the last I saw of him.
What was this medallion he gave you?
Oh, it was just a knockoff. He said some Hutts tried to pass it off as the real thing. It was quite canny, though. I just thought he'd had too much to drink. He did love to imbibe.
Does the medallion have anything written on it?
No, just old runes. Most of it nonsense. I'm sure it's nothing. You can't keep an Imperial Reclamation Service man down. I guess I'll keep an ear and an eye out. I'll let you know if I discover anything. My lord, I've solved it. I've figured it out. I don't understand how I could have missed it. The outer layer of the medallion responds to heat. It melted away and revealed this. It's a heat-resistant casing with a data chip inside.
I'm beginning to believe your claims that your mentor was a genius.
He was certainly one of a kind. The chip said he was looking for the tomb of Via Santinus. He said he was going to Malachor III, but everyone knows the tomb is on Alderaan. I believe Orsilio Gan went to Alderaan. I'm going to find him.
Did you have any luck finding your mentor?
No, my lord. I'm afraid the trip was all for nothing. Orsilio Gan was already gone, and nobody could tell me where. He was definitely in the tomb of Via Santinus. His workmanship was all over the site. But he left no clue that I could find.
I'm sure he'll turn up somewhere.
Don't you worry. I've not given up hope. Detective work such as this isn't much different from archaeology, after all. It's all about observation and deduction, and Orsilio Gan taught me well. Oh, I almost forgot. I found this in the tomb of Via Santinus. I thought you might find it handy.
I'm not sure what this is supposed to be.
Via Santinus was a meticulous record keeper. These are the genealogies of all the great Sith Lords of his day. Look, here is your ancestor, Lord Calig. Bloodlines are very important in the Empire, my lord. Not to mention the historical value.
My lord, I think we make an excellent team. Truly, destiny herself has conspired to bring us together.
Your help has been extremely valuable.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I've learned so much at your side. My archaeologist's instincts are honed to a razor's edge, or a pick's point, as the case may be. Cruel nemesis, torment me no further. I surrender. I'm not worthy of finding Orsilio Gan. He was depending on me, and I failed.
Don't give up so easily. We can crack this.
My lord, I would welcome your expertise.
I've tried everything. I've even gone back to the medallion to see if my mentor left me any other clue.
If the Imperial Reclamation Service knew how many codes I violated trying to decipher this medallion, they'd have me stripped of my rank.
Don't worry. I won't report you.
Thank you, my lord. I suppose I will just have to let it rest. Perhaps when my mind is fresh, I can evaluate the situation from a new angle. Wait, why didn't I see this before? The medallion came with a chain. It wasn't the original, so I thought it wasn't important. How wrong I was.
I often find when something's difficult, it helps to approach it from another direction.
Once again, my limitations are exposed. If you'll excuse me, I must examine the chain more closely. I'm confident it's the key to finding him.
My lord! My lord! I've solved it! The chain in the medallion contained a hollow frequency. I wanted you here when I called it.
Don't waste any time. Call.
Oh, it seems too good to be true. I must rely on your judgment that it's not a trick.
Talos, my student. If you are receiving this message, then you have understood the riddle I gave you. I've gone to the tomb of Via Santinus' unnamed apprentice on Aduba 6. I don't understand why, but both Sith and Jedi are after this tomb and its secrets. It's the duty of the Imperial Reclamation Service to preserve this history. If I do not return, come find me and finish my work.
Orsilio Gan is in trouble. He needs me. I must find him.
This was an automated message. Who knows what has happened in the meantime?
I know what could have happened. That won't stop me from going to Aduba 6. I can think of no more fitting place to die than a tomb, but I will do my best to return safely. My lord, I return, but Orsilio Gan does not. He's dead.
What caused his death?
Doing his work. He was pursued by both Jedi and Sith. He managed to use the tomb's traps against them, but in the process he imprisoned himself. His discoveries are amazing. They will make a wonderful paper, but I can't help but wonder if it was worth dying for.
Were there any artifacts of power in this tomb? If not, then no.
I suppose you're right. What's the point of going after old, dead things if they don't give you some advantage in the present? No, what am I saying? Orsilio Gan would die if he were alive to hear that. I must continue his work. Thank you for restoring my faith, my lord.
You're most welcome.
The historical mind is ever curious and never sated. My lord, I just wanted to thank you again. The wonders I have seen working by your side are more than I could have ever hoped. Truly, you are a paragon among Sith and the Empire.
Thank you for your kind words.
It's gone out of practice, but there's evidence that certain non-Force users used to pledge themselves as loyal vassals to true Sith. These vassals and their families were bound to the Sith and their family for generations. Will you accept my pledge to you and your heirs?
I would be remiss to turn down such a heartfelt offer.
It's an honor to serve you.
You hear that, Sith? Nothing like it in the galaxy. The hum of an idling blaster. Potential energy right there. It's like waking up on your birthday wondering what you got. For a few minutes, it's anything. A whole galaxy, just waiting for you to pull the trigger.
What do you call it?
Nah, don't name my blasters. It's a bad idea to get attached. Actually, I was wondering. These blasters are nice, but a pirate's only as good as his equipment. We don't got fancy force powers like you Sith.
I think I have a spare set here, if that's what you're asking for.
I'll pay it back, Sith. Don't worry. Thanks. You know, I think I heard the ship's engine making a strange noise earlier. Mind if I check it out sometime?
Do you think it's a serious problem?
Won't know until I look. Probably just space dust. We gotta be sure. I'm no expert, but a buddy of mine back before the war taught me most of what I know. Carl Norn, best technician I knew. Worst card player. Could never see when the deck was stacked against him. And it always was.
Was this one of your pirate friends?
My old man ran a shop on one of those planets people only visit if they break down or if they're running from something. Carl stumbled in on a tin can held together by sheer willpower. Oh, and the skills of the best mechanic in the galaxy. Made me first mate after the war, on a ship called the Bloodshot Ranker. I learned a lot before he gambled the ship away. But you're sick of hearing me jabber, huh? Engine's fixed. Looks like we took on some rock on one of our last jumps. Nothing big. Reminds me of the time I took the Sky Princess through an asteroid field. Ship mechanics were furious. Clean rock out of our engines for weeks. Had to replace one of the rears, it was so badly damaged.
What were you doing in an asteroid field?
Dodging the enforcers. When you got a fleet of Republic ships on your tail, you take whatever cover you can find. Rocks don't have cannons. Besides, what's life without a little risk, huh? That's why I became a pirate. The risk, the reward, the freedom.
That's the same reason I became Sith. Though my freedom was perhaps more literal.
Freedom's all in the mind, but it does help to have a good blaster. So what does a Sith do for fun?
The usual. Lying, killing, manipulating. Sith is more of a lifestyle.
At least you have a sense of humor about it, huh? Hey, remember I was telling you about Carl Norn, great tech, bad card player? Got me into the pirate racket? Just got a call from him. He's in deep. The Hutt cartel on Nar Shaddah's got his number. He deserves what he gets, but he's done good by me. I promised I'd meet him on Nar Shaddaa and help him out.
I'd be happy to lend a hand if you need it.
I appreciate it, but it's nothing I need to drag you into. I'll try not to be long, huh?
So what happened with your friend Carl? Were you able to help him?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Carl's same as ever. Never got a hand he didn't want to play. His debts weren't anything a few well-placed blaster shots couldn't settle.
Do you ever miss being a pirate?
I miss some things, I guess, but it's not like it's boring around here. Thanks for letting me bail him out. What a day, huh? There's sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed without a couple of adrenals or a good stiff drink. And then there's times that are just all right.
What's got you in such a good mood?
I just got a good feeling about today is all. Got a little shooting practice in. Stretched my legs. Just a good feeling. I gotta come clean with you, Sith. I wasn't always the scoundrel you met on Tatooine. I used to run in the Republic military. Made captain before I wised up and deserted. Call it misspent youth.
Sounds like a story I should hear.
There's not much to tell, which is why I didn't bring it up before. Carl sent me a message. I guess bailing him out got the Republic military's attention. Seems they've added treason to the charges of desertion and piracy. Guess they're not big on former officers traveling with a Sith. Anyway, if things get hot, I might need to hop off the radar for a while.
If things get hot, this ship is the safest place for you. The Republic military police are no match for me.
Thanks. Good to know you got my back. Hey, I gotta run.
Is the Republic on to you?
Don't got time for questions. Someone from my Republic days has popped up. Someone I thought was dead. If I don't jump on this tip now, he might disappear again. I'll fill you in later. Alright, I said I'd give you an explanation when I got back. Here it is. We were chasing down a free trader on a tip in neutral space when an Imperial fleet jumped on our position. Blasted us to pieces. Guy who gave us the tip, an SIS agent. That's spy to the Empire. named Harmon Reich.
Why would a Republic agent tip off an Imperial fleet?
I hear lots of Republic boys are playing both sides. It's not just the Sith who have powers of persuasion. Could have just been bad intel, except Reich disappeared the same day. One of my old underworld contacts traced one of his safe houses, but Reich slipped away before I could get to him. I can understand not wanting to fight somebody else's war. I skipped out myself, but Reich owes me an explanation.
I can see why you would feel betrayed.
Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Hey, Sith. We make a pretty good team. I was thinking I might take off after I found Reich, but the old job just doesn't sound quite as appealing.
I'd be honored to have you with me.
Maybe sometime I'll take you out into open space, show you the thrill of lying in wait for a big freighter and a big payoff. I may be out of the game, but my skills are sharper than ever. Hey, I got an idea. You ever fly to the middle of nothing, cut the engines, and just drift?
I'm always looking for an excuse to waste time.
You won't regret it, I promise. I love it out here. It's the one place you can really clear your head. Thanks for playing along. The SIS agent who betrayed me. He's a dead man. My old girl Casey intercepted an encrypted message. He's moving on Trandosha of all places as we speak. I've got to fly or I'll lose him.
You can go, but you have to promise not to kill him.
Since when do you care who I kill? I haven't come this far just to let him get away.
First it was Wilkes on Tatooine, now it's Reich. Eventually, you have to let go.
Fine. I'll consider letting the scumbag live. This is the last bit of business tying me to my Republic days. This is the last time I'll run, I promise. Reich's dead. Was dead before I got to him. Lucky jerk. Turns out I wasn't the only enemy he made selling secrets. Imperial intelligence sniper got him. Guess he was playing both sides.
You have to learn to let these things go. Revenge doesn't get you anywhere.
It gets the anger out. Anyway, Reich's dead. That's good enough for me. I'm done running off. You and Casey are the only friends I got. And, well, you're the only one with a ship.
I'm not gonna start giving out hugs or anything.
No worries. I'll still shoot a man between the eyes if he looks at me wrong. Hey, Sith, you ever get scared?
Of what? There is nothing in the galaxy that can touch me.
Just curious. I learned a long time ago not to worry about whether the next job will be my last. I'm a dead man, a ghost. Guess it's the same for a Sith. Hey, can we talk? Don't tell anyone I said it, but you're all right. You know, I wasn't sure this whole thing was gonna work out, traveling with a Sith.
You're like me. You don't take nonsense from anyone.
Got that right. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm in this for the long haul. Partners. You got kids, or you got apprentices, I'll look after them. Maybe teach them a few things they can't do with the Force.
I'd be honored.
I'm just saying, you're not getting rid of me easy. Need something?
How's the ship flying?
Tight. Perfect. No complaints here.